otherwise known as the PressX podcast. My name is Sachin. I'm the creator of PressXtoTrade. This is Tom over here to my left. He is the lead content creator and editor. And we have our special guest today, Garrad, otherwise known as a master theory crafter in PoE, a very big Path of Exile fan.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Garrad. Good to have you on, man. Good to have you on.
Thanks.
So yeah, we'll just get right into it. What have you guys been playing this week?
Right into the podcast.
It's not freaking Keemstar, man.
Could be
Keemstar's gaming podcast. I'm sure he has one. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just deals with drama only.
Can you type the thing into the?
Yeah.
Right, what we starting with?
Who wants to go first? What have you guys been playing this week? Recently or this week?
Yeah, I can start. I've been playing a metric fuck ton of Terraria.
Really?
Games. Yeah.
Old but gold.
Old but gold, exactly. 2011, that game came out, believe it or not. 2011, same year as Skyrim, just to contextualise that.
And which has aged better?
That's 10 years after 9/11, just to contextualise that again.
Why do we need context for 2011?
That's a good year.
Good year.
Year before the Olympics.
I don't know, it's probably the worst year in recent, history.
2011 was the worst year in recent history.
2011 wasn't that bad.
I can't remember any atrocities happening in 2011.
Sorry, what was it? 2000 and... Sorry, I'm thinking of completely...
Year was pretty bad.
Wrong
Last
year.
year was
Never
pretty
mind.
bad. The year before that was pretty bad.
Sorry, I thought you said... Never mind.
Like, as recently as 2013, it was pretty bad, but before that it was alright.
Alright, no,
Olympics year was pretty good.
I got really confused.
Global terror and stuff. I'm probably missing something massive that's going to be really
I'm pretty sure 2016 was the year when everybody died.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
Yeah, what all the famous people?
It was. Everyone was 69 and they all died in 2016. Yeah, that's true. Rip Alan Rickman. He's in I can remember. Robin Williams. Was that 2016?
Yes. Right?
I did not.
Yeah. Anyway, so you've been playing Terraria.
Yeah, it's good, you know. They've updated it. They keep updating it. They're still updating it to this very day.
For free, right?
7 years later.
The same devs.
Yeah.
Same dev team.
I know their names because I'm writing about them. Or them specifically. Free Logic.
I thought you meant the dev, like the individual developers. Oh, it's not that hard to remember, then, is it? I thought you were like, yeah, I know the individual names.
In my head, man. You don't know.
I know their family. I know,
I can barely remember how to spell my own name half the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Read Logic.
Yes. I don't know why I mentioned them, to be honest, but yeah, no, the game's good. I'm writing about. I'm writing an article vaguely about the creative outlet that games like Terraria and Minecraft, sort of building games in general, provide, and how it's similar to Lego. It gives a very similar sort of creative opportunity for people, and Lego is ascribed more to children, I think, a lot of the time. Obviously there's adult Lego, and a lot of adults still love Lego, like myself. I just can't afford it, but I think a video game like this, cheap, easy alternative, allows for the same or very similar kind of creative output.
Yeah, off topic, but Elon Musk is now creating. So you know how he's flamethrowers.
But this is the
he's
most
now doing
amazing
life-size Lego bricks that you can actually create things with.
It's crazy.
And he said there's something like it's solid, so it's hard, but it's light because the inside is special. I don't know.
The guy's got too much money.
It's ridiculous. Was he actually selling flamethrowers?
Yes, they sold out though.
They were legit flamethrowers.
Yeah, bad. What are they called?
No, they were definitely not flamethrowers.
They were definitely not flamethrowers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the whole
he advertised them as not being flamethrowers, but they obviously were.
I think there might have been a legal issue with selling flamethrowers, and he was just like,
what's this company called? Bad Company?
It's the Boring Company.
Oh, Boring Company, that's it. I thought it was like terrible company. I was like, yeah.
So I think you can make a house with these, right?
I mean, I don't know if you have permission.
Yeah, I assume
but you can definitely make like a shed in your garden.
Yeah.
With the Lego bricks.
Big man.
I'm sure they're like waterproof.
That's mad.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much they're gonna cost.
Big Elon. Hold tight.
Yeah, are you gonna buy some then?
No, I'm not rich.
You're gonna exercise your creative mind.
I have -6 in my
instead of playing Terraria all day, you're gonna go outside in your garden and build yourself something out of Lego.
You already have a shed.
Or build something else. I don't know what you want to do with Elon's bricks.
But yeah, I'd like to do with Elon's bricks.
Yeah.
Got a lovely pair of bricks.
Lovely pair of...
Oh, Musk. Lovely pair of musky bricks.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's good. The way what I used to do when I was a kid, I used to get pictures off. I suppose it wasn't the internet because I was too. I didn't have the internet until I was like 12. Let's start. I used to get pictures off, I don't know, some nebulous place, and I used to copy them. That's how I would draw. I wasn't. I'm a creative, imaginative person, but I didn't have the imagination, and still don't, to be able to draw from my head. I can't think up something to draw by myself, so I have to copy it, right? So
that's the difficult part. That's the talent, right?
yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
Although a lot of people do draw from like something in front of them.
Yeah, or people have reference and stuff. But I've done that again in Terraria. So I literally googled Terraria house, and I found one I really liked, and I copied that, and it's sick. And I did another one. I'm going to do another one.
So you did the equivalent of net decking on Hearthstone.
I don't know what that is, but yes.
Net decking is where you go onto the internet.
Oh, what the thing you do all the time?
What? No.
You don't play Hearthstone.
No, I make all my decks. No, legit.
You just look at what Foreskin and Sing Sing are.
So what you did
is
you net housed someone on Terraria.
Sure, I net housed.
You net housed.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. I can't give them credit. Probably
That's disgraceful.
Some person.
On a game where you're supposed to be creative.
I mean, I'm making my creative differences. I'm using a different kind of block. I'm using an obsidian block instead of a granite block, for example.
That's that's creative.
It's the exact same structure, just with a different brick.
Yeah. By the way, Garrad, if you want to go, I don't know if you know this, but you can go to twitch.tv/PressXtoTrade and actually see us. Because we're live.
Don't beg up.
That's alright. I know what you look like, Sachin.
Don't beg up. Don't beg.
Okay.
That's sad. What you did. People can't see us begging for viewers like that.
Sorry, no.
I'm not affiliated with this.
No, I just want him to know that he could, feel more engaged. Because right now,
I'm feeling engaged enough. I just don't feel like interrupting you guys.
Okay.
To be fair, he will be seeing a stream that's like 15 seconds delayed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, so he'll be able to see our faces.
Yeah.
But we'll be reacting to things that we said.
Yeah.
Or a minute ago. Don't know why I just said describe 15 seconds like that, but hey ho, here we go. That's Terraria, right? It's good. I'm writing. What I'm writing about is focusing a lot more on the creative aspect than anything else. It's kind of focused on that. And we also, you also had the idea to for me to record all my articles after I write them for anyone that wants content in their ear holes rather than their eye holes.
Yeah, some people don't have time to read like a long ass article.
Yeah.
Not saying that yours is going to be long and boring. I just mean
a lot of
people don't necessarily want to sit down and read, and they can listen on the way.
Reading, coming from an English student, fuck reading.
Yeah, I haven't read a book. I just do audiobooks.
Like if it's not on Audible, then my life's over. But I do it.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the only ones that aren't on Audible have been the medieval texts recently. I like Beowulf, and I like.
Garrad, do you read books or do you audiobooks?
Neither.
Good. Don't do it.
I'm illiterate.
It's fine. You're not missing anything really. Funny culture. Who the fuck needs that? Certainly not me. Jesus.
So
I do enough reading in games.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually where I learned what the word evolve meant, because Pokemon was like this Pokemon's evolving. And I was just like, I don't know what that means, but I just based it off the visualization. And so now people say, oh, it's evolving, whatever. When I was a kid, I mean, not like recently.
Yeah, so did you ever make the distinction between actual evolution versus Pokemon evolution?
No, I was a kid. I didn't care about what...
I was going to say, so when someone asked you about the theory of evolution, did you say that's what happens when you hit level 18?
Exactly.
As a child? What? No, I was a kid playing
Pokemon. Neanderthal stood up one day out of his cave.
A caveman beat up enough dinosaurs who leveled up.
And then suddenly, out of the air, it started going dun 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 dun, and like white light engulfed this Neanderthal, and suddenly he became a human being. As a human being.
Yeah, and he had like a beanie
naked,
on like night trainers.
Wang flapping in the light breeze of the whatever the.
That's how civilization started. Anyway, so Pokemon taught me to. Pokemon taught me to like different words I didn't know.
Yeah, I learned stuff from Pokemon too. I learned that a light year was measuring distance and not time.
You always put that voice on when you're
explaining a banal fact.
Thing is, when you do that, you're explaining something that I generally find interesting, but you say it in such a way where you're like, no one's gonna find this interesting.
Well, It's one of the because I'm so intelligent, right? Like it's just one of those things that
Okay,
it's just one of those things that no.
Anyway, so you've been playing Terraria, you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
You net housed
house
someone online who you've forgotten the name of, so you can't credit them.
I'm trying to go through hard mode.
And you're writing about the sort of people expressing their creative...
the beauty of creative outlets and how they can be expressed in video games.
Another creative game is Minecraft.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
And I know Garrad's a fan of Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've played it many a time in the past.
Oh, have you still got that server?
What, the one that we had at work?
Oh, the one with the big castle I made there.
Yeah.
Big man.
I think we found it recently. I don't remember. I know that I've sent it to another friend of ours many times, so it's probably...
Was it the friend of ours beginning with a yay?
Yes.
Why would you send it to him? He doesn't.
So because he always wants to play on it as well, right?
Don't let him fuck around with it.
Well,
if he destroys my castle,
there's so many copies.
He was angry that my castle was so much better than his. If he fucking goes on there and destroys it just out of spite,
why would he do that?
I don't know. It's
that's just no one's gonna do that. No, don't worry about your castle. It's safe.
I didn't copy that. You know.
You didn't net castle.
Nah, that castle was my own legit creation.
Garrad, what's the best thing you built in Minecraft? What's the best thing you built in Minecraft that could outdo Tom's castle?
It's hard to think of it actually. I don't usually build things that look nice. I just like building big systems because I like playing with loads of mods.
You do a lot of redstone stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, redstone stuff and like automation and things like that.
Yeah,
so basically, what Factorio is now.
Oh yeah, that's a good game. But I can't. It's above my head.
Oh yeah, you two actually like Factorio.
Well,
Garrad loves Factorio.
I've played it so much.
When it got to the point where you had to use more than two, basically when it got past the red and green science things, that's when it got too advanced for me.
When you have to deal with oil processing, that's quite complicated.
That shit is. I mean, it was fun, and I love connecting up the oil and that stuff. I loved having the massive structure, massive compound, but I just had too many threads going. I just couldn't keep holding them all.
We were at work, and I said to Garrad was talking about Factorio, and I was like, Garrad, show me like a nice looking Factorio like level, because it looks like a pixelated like mess, as if someone puked pixels. It's pixel puke to me, right?
Lovely.
And he was like, okay, so he showed me what he thought was a sexy looking Factorio thing. Yep. And I just looked at it and I was just like, I don't see it. And he was like, what do you mean? It's like really nice.
There are some sexy.
It was really tidy and nice.
Yeah, that's what you need. Like there are some pretty hot looking factories out there. Trust me. Like when you got the conveyor belt set up in a lovely little order. Yeah, but they're not all like higgledy piggledy strewn about like a motherfucker. Then some of that shit is bang.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's fit.
It's definitely
buff.
Yeah, it's all of those things. You're out of slang words? Alright.
Attractive.
Are they not slang words? How are they not slang words?
Nice.
That's just German.
German slang.
Yeah. Okay, so you've been playing Terraria.
I have.
And because you're going to be talking about the creative stuff.
Oh yeah.
Alright, cool. Garrad, what about you? What have you been playing recently?
Well, as you probably expect, I've been playing a lot of PoE.
Yeah.
It's only been just over 3 weeks since the last league started, and I'm not playing as religiously as I was when it first started. My interest has waned a little bit because it's getting a little bit stale. But I guess we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I've also been playing a bit of Warcraft 3 with my friends, an old classic that we all love to just load up and play. So many good custom maps.
You playing the Dota one?
Nah, I'm playing tower defenses, man, and like other random maps.
Yeah.
Just simple stuff, and I'm actually in the middle of looking at setting up a Minecraft server today, actually. So it's kind of funny you brought up Minecraft. Cool. This will just be a little one, just for me and my friends to play on.
Is there any like specific theme to the server, or is it just anything goes?
It's well, generally speaking, we just say don't grief other people, just let them play at their own pace.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds good. Oh man.
But so like, there's no real rules. Just obviously don't do it. Don't be a dick, essentially.
Yeah. Tom didn't learn that. That's why he had to stop playing
I think, were you thinking of the same story as me?
Wait, hold on a minute. Actually, I changed. Actually, it's not even true. Actually, I was a dick, and Tom was always the victim.
Oh God, Sachin.
Same story then.
So what we would do is me and my friend, we would build like.
Fuck you! I know what you're talking about.
We would take like ages to build fake adventure maps, right? For the sole purpose that when we got Tom onto the server, that we would say, "Hey, come play our adventure map," and the face of it would look legit or legit enough for it to be a start of an adventure map or something. And what we would do is we'd get Tom to play it, and we'd try and get it to the point where he's actually comfortable, and then we'd just blow him up using TNT, and he would get super mad. And we did this constantly to the point where he just wouldn't trust us to do anything. And I think the last thing we did was we built a massive like roller what do you call it, Minecraft rail track all around the map, and it goes like in and out things, underground, overground. Anyway, eventually it gets to the point where it like hits this like lever, and then like another like Minecraft rail starts going around with like, I don't know, with like a weight on it. And anyway, so it was timed so that both minecarts would get to the same point eventually and just blow up or something. Like the weighted one would hit a switch and it would blow you up while you were inside somewhere.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was just so elaborate for something so stupid. Tom didn't play with us for a long time after that.
Do you remember when
Oh dear.
the fucking guy whose name rhymes with Greece
Right.
blew up my pirate ship that I painstakingly built?
Yeah,
days
I remember the pirate ship, and I remember you and our other friend built another pirate ship.
that rhymes with
Glee.
free.
Sure, that one.
Mm.
Yeah. He also built that pirate. Are you talking about
He
that
was
area?
involved in the blowing up of that ship.
Yeah, I think
Maybe he felt
people
guilty.
just play Minecraft to grief Tom. I don't think it was for building.
Yep. It's because I cared so much about my creations,
And it was
Everyone
fun
could tell.
to just blow. Well, we
And
never.
they
The thing is, I
loved
never
to
blew
look
up
at the-
your creations. I would just make sure that you would die.
That's
at some
fine.
point.
I don't care about my own life. I care about the life of my beautiful creations.
Yeah.
And when you try and blow up my fucking castle, then we're not friends anymore. I
Yeah.
take that shit very seriously. I spent hours of my
What?
life building
It's a
this
good thing
shit.
I never blew up your
And
castle.
it's a good thing you never built my castle, because we would not be speaking right now or doing this podcast right now or be in cahoots together. What's the word? What's wrestlers? That thing.
Wrestle?
Money. Nah,
Grapple.
It's when they
High five?
split the pot.
Would you?
When they like one of them takes a fall on purpose, and the winner splits the pot with them.
Oh, it's.
They're like, instead of one of us losing and getting nothing, let's just split the pot.
I don't know, Garrad. What's that called?
I don't know. I don't know anything about
Take a
wrestling.
dive. You mean?
Yeah, kind of.
When you
But
take a
then the
dive
person who
as
takes the dive gets half the money as well.
I don't know what it's called.
They're in something. It
Yeah,
begins with
cahoots,
C.
you said
No,
it.
it's not cahoots.
Oh, they're in love.
Sure. Anyway, it's that. We're in that.
Yeah.
We're-
Okay.
It's a
In love.
yeah. We are. I
Uh,
just want to
don't touch me, man.
Okay.
Go.
Sorry. Homophobic now, right? It doesn't appreciate you.
So, right, Minecraft.
Mm.
You've been playing Minecraft. Okay. What were we talking about? Blowing you
I haven't
up.
been playing Minecraft, but I am about to
Right,
be
so-
playing Minecraft.
Right, about to be playing Minecraft. Yeah.
Good listen.
Yeah. So I've been playing. Well, my internet ran out. Not ran out. That
Sick.
sounds really dumb. My internet cut out. So for the last few days, I haven't really been doing much. The only thing I've been managing to play is I tethered my phone to my PC and I played Hearthstone, or I launched Steam offline.
That extra that you tethered your phone to your PC.
Yeah, why would I not do that? What if I want to watch YouTube?
Because that's dead.
No, because I want to sit at my PC.
That dead.
Oh, those data costs though.
Saying.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've
Big
got
man's
that.
a rich boy. Look at
So,
you.
yeah, so I could play Hearthstone if I tethered, or if I didn't, I'd just play offline games. And the first one I went to was, I went to the Binding of Isaac, because that is obviously, you know, one of my favorite games of all time, and you can play that offline. So I was playing Rebirth because I've already 100%ed the original one, right, Wrath of the Lamb. So yeah, I was playing Rebirth. I did a couple runs. I won the second run. That felt good.
Congratulations.
And then I was like, well,
Proud of you.
what time is it? I realised that only half an hour had gone by. I was like, alright. Better load up some other games. Loaded up Rocket League, just played by myself. Did you know you cannot create a private match in Rocket League? A local match in Rocket League, I think, offline? I don't know. I tried to do it for ages. You can do an exhibition match. Maybe you can, I don't know.
I think you can.
It took me a while to
You
do
almost certainly can.
Yeah, I don't know. That menu's
I
confusing.
don't play that game because it's absolute tripe. But
I love Rocket League still. Rocket League's great. What else
Your
did I
opinion's
try?
wrong.
Oh, I tried to launch Dark Souls.
tried to.
Yeah, so I launched it, and then I changed the resolution to be full
That's a
screen
nightmare. Don't do
because
that.
for some reason the game was like at the top left corner.
Did you have DS fix?
Probably. And then
Probably
it
not.
just sort of crashed, and I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll just
Because you couldn't update DS.
So really, it's just been Hearthstone and Binding of Isaac. That's what I've been
I'm
playing.
sorry, 'cause you can't download anything.
Binding of Isaac's a good game. I played that so much in the past.
Yeah, Garrad likes it. You like
Yeah, to be
Isaac as
fair,
well. You played
I
it.
I hated it for must be years, right? Like it was.
You
like a
owned it
couple of
before
years.
I did,
Yeah,
and I came to your house, and I was like, "Well, what is this?" You're like, "I'm playing this crying baby game."
That sounds like how I describe it. Yeah.
And then I was like, "All right, cool, show me." And then you were playing it. And you're like, "It's really difficult." And I don't think you let me have a go because
That was back in the days when I thought sharing was.
yeah,
A heinous
Garrad,
offense.
when we were younger, Tom never shared. So
Yeah.
like I would come around his house and be
You
like, "Hey
have-
man,
How
what's
many
going on?"
siblings do you have?
And then he would just sit there and play video games, and I'd watch him. And I'm
I'm
like,
an
"Oh,
only
so
child.
you know, can I try?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Wow."
That's
Alright.
not.
And then it got to the point.
That
It
is
got to the
exactly
point
what
where
I
Tom
did,
Tom actually started offering me like the controller, but I had been so used to just watching him. Like he was my Twitch, right back in the day. He was my Twitch. So I would just sit there, relax on the sofa, and watch him play video games and laugh when he died and stuff like that. And then he would be like, "Do you want the controller?" I'd be like, "What? No,
Yeah,
don't
we
interrupt
call
me.
that-
I'm watching Twitch."
We call that behavioural conditioning and also manipulation. So for many years,
Yeah.
I trained you into Stockholm syndroming you.
I gave up trying to ask the controller.
Yeah.
It's not that I wanted-
made you like
And then,
it.
yeah, but then you made me become the early breed of those kids who watch people play video games rather than play them.
I think Justin TV had existed for a good.
No.
It might,
You-
it might have
you
already
ma- I was
even
the
been
first.
Twitch at that
I
point.
was the first human experiment of that.
That means I was the first ever.
Well, it's
streamer.
funny. I had a very similar experience with one of my friends. He never really gave me the chance to really play any of the games. But to be honest, I was just quite happy with the company and watching him play the game.
Oh,
What game was it?
All sorts of games. This is just one of my friends when I was younger. I used to always hang out.
Yeah, but he other than like the gaming bit, he was cool, right?
Yeah, I didn't mind. I would have actually spoke up if I actually cared about watching, but I actually quite enjoyed just watching, to be honest, and just chatting.
Yeah, Tom wasn't that cool apart from the video game thing.
I'm not cool.
I'm just kidding, man. Don't be sad. It's alright.
I'm not sad. I can play the guitar and I.
You're cultured. You're sporty.
I'm
You showed off
cultured.
on the last podcast.
Oh yeah, no. Oh shit! I forgot my tennis racket. I left it. I have
Yes.
a Necronomicon down there.
A real Necronomicon.
A real
Is that where you
Necronomicon.
go when you're sad?
That's what a cool guy has. Yeah, sure.
Alright, so do you guys want to hit up any of the topics?
Let's hit them up.
Would you like to go first, Tom? Or would you like let Garrad go first?
Yeah, you guys can lead the way. I'm willing to follow.
Alright. Well, I promised that we would talk about
Pokemon Go.
the G2A thing.
Okay, no, let's do that because that's going to be long.
Well, no, we'll make it short. Like,
Okay.
we're good for time. Yeah, we're 10 minutes. Is
that it?
What, for G2A? Or you want to talk about it a lot?
Oh, sorry, I think we've been live for 10 minutes. I was like, fucking hell, that's the longest 10 minutes of my life.
No. We'll talk about
Does
G2A.
that make sense?
Because
Longest
I
10 minutes of
know
my life?
Garrad knows a little bit more about G2A than I do. And I asked him about it at work and he was explaining it. But Garrad, for the listeners that don't actually know if, what G2A is and how it works, and is, a lot of people go there because they know they can get cheap keys, but a lot of people go there because they also don't know any better because they've heard it has cheap keys. What is G2A and is it legit?
Well, G2A actually started out with like good intentions, where they were like buying games in countries where they deliberately priced them cheaper because the wages in those countries were lower. And then what they do is they buy the cheaper keys in different currencies and then resell them at lower than retail price in other countries, but they'd still make a profit.
Right.
But the thing is it's slowly become like more of an online marketplace, except that it's got like no real policing of it. So anyone can come in and sell their keys through without any real verification, as long as they actually pass the key on, the customer gets what they want. G2A doesn't really care. Problem with this is it means that it's become a haven of people selling keys obtained via illicit means, for example, stolen credit cards and hackers, things like that. People just getting keys to games that they shouldn't have. And the unfortunate thing is that there's probably still a lot of legitimate sellers on G2A. It's just that it's really hard to tell who is legit and who isn't. And at the end of the day, buying games from an illegitimate buyer is hurting the developers, because the person whose car got stolen will most likely charge back the thing that got stolen off of them, so whatever the game key got bought. And in the end, it's only the developer that loses out. G2A gets their cut, the person who stole it gets their cut, and the person whose car details got stolen doesn't lose any money. It's I mean, obviously I can't really say for sure where and when it is, but I know that there have been some people who've been looking into it, and I've read around it quite a bit, because I used to use G2A a lot back in the past when I didn't have that much money.
We have a person who used to use G2A. Dude, alright, Garrad, you're gonna have to go off the podcast.
My mum's a police officer. She's right downstairs.
Your mum's a police officer, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, the police station's actually like right down.
Oh, to be honest, buying stuff off G2A isn't necessarily illegal. It's
it's not that bit. That is
collusion.
It's only illegal if you choose the no VAT option.
That's the word.
Because that's tax evading.
That's the word I was looking for. Yes.
So the person that takes a dive in wrestling,
they're colluding.
In collusion.
Yeah, they're just colluding.
Oh, they're colluding.
Yeah. They're in.
That's the word.
They're in collusion
now. Yeah. So it screws over the developers.
Yeah.
Because
at the end of the day, that's the worst part about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a gamer, the last thing you want to do is sort of rip off the person that's making the games. Now, to you, it might not be a big deal. As someone who's a student, you might be poor. You might, well, not poor, but you just don't have enough money to give towards gaming, which is one of your hobbies. Well, most students are poor, right? Well, I think we can agree with that.
Most.
Well, okay.
Most students who don't have rich families are poor. Not just poor, less than nothing.
Less than nothing. Okay, so
they've got to buy the Sainsbury's basic noodles.
It's less than Sainsbury's.
Oh my days! At work, when we came down like in the reception to go out, or when we're going to go out to lunch in the reception at work, we had they were giving away just free pot noodle.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I should grab you some.
Why didn't you?
I didn't know. I forgot I was coming over. Garrad, do you grab any of the pot noodle?
You're funny.
You did, but how would you not want that? I thought that'd be right up your alley.
I'm not. I don't really usually pick up all those freebies. There's always strings attached.
Look at this rich boy. I take freebies.
No. No, you don't understand. Garrad will have every day for lunch. Garrad has a Tesco meal deal.
Oh, me too.
It's not every day.
No, me too.
Such a liar. It's every day.
Is it £3? Yeah?
Sometimes I have a Boots meal deal.
Yeah. Oh, that's pushing the boat out.
I like that. That's a real difference.
I'm exclusively Co-op or Tesco. Never anything more expensive than that. What is it? Is it £3 from Boots?
No, it's £4 from Boots. Bloody rip-off.
Shit, that's expensive. That's too much. What do you get? Like prime cut pork fillet?
Don't know. It's closer.
Garrad, didn't you have an argument with someone about like a Monster drink being not part of the meal deal the other day?
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, there was some person that they'd had it, and they had like they had this new variety of monsters, like Monster Ultraviolet. It's actually really nice. And the person there had, whoever had put the shelves there, had put the new monster in where the old monster was, which marked it down as being part of the meal deal. So when I picked it up and it didn't go through the checkout as part of the meal deal, I ended up having a bloody argument with one of the people. Saying that they've mislabeled it and they've put it in the wrong place, and I said that I refused to pay the proper price for it. I said I should be getting it as a meal deal. So in the end, they gave up and let me have it, and now they've moved it to a very clear shelf, separate.
Yeah, Garrad came as well, like hot and bothered about it.
Yeah, no, I know.
People asking
I've experienced this firsthand.
And he was like, the bloody guy, like, it's in the wrong place.
Don't put a motherfucking vanilla Coke in the meal deal section if you're not gonna fucking sell me a vanilla Coke in the meal deal.
I know, it's so frustrating because you go all the way to the counter and it's like, oh, it's like £4.75, and you're just like, what?
Why didn't the price update? Is this not part of the meal deal? No, sorry. Well, fuck you then.
You know, actually, Garrad. So Garrad actually bought me a Monster this week. Right. So I returned the favour and I bought him a Monster today.
Okay.
And when I went to do that, I think the monster, the ultraviolet monster, was in the incorrect place and had the incorrect price tag. And I was gonna buy. I was like, oh, okay, but I read it and it actually said relentless, and it was like, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is the relentless price tag, not the monster price tag. And then I was like, maybe I could argue like G did.
Yeah, idiots stocking the shelves, man.
Yeah, man, these idiots. What?
So I thought that was a suffer like G did reference, but it wasn't. No. You were just saying a sentence.
No, that's not the reference that you. No.
Oh shit.
We call Garrad G.
I like it.
Right. So that's the whole G2A issue.
Well, I think the thing I would talk about with that is that a lot of the arguments against that you hear is, well, it's not even an argument. You're just like, I don't know if you should get that from G2A. It's a bit sketchy. And they're like, no, it's fine. Look, you've got these. The keys are so cheap. You get cheap games. It's fine. A lot of people don't know and don't understand that there's any sort of controversy around G2A. They just see cheap games and buy them because they're cheap. They don't know that key might have come from somewhere that wasn't legit.
Yeah.
They just see cheap and buy it because they're saving money. And
yeah, that's true. I mean, if you can't afford a video game, isn't it better to pirate it than buy it off G2A?
Or,
Isn't that didn't someone say that the other day?
I don't know.
Garrad, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, the developer's getting nothing. Whether you
Yeah.
pirate it or buy off G2A, I guess. But the difference is that if you buy off G2A, then it means that some guy who's stolen someone's credit card isn't getting money. So I guess that's a good thing.
We by no means promote pirating or G2A on this podcast.
Well done.
So it's just
Just as a quick disclaimer.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I had less money, I bought things off G2A, and now that I have enough money to buy the things I actually want to buy, I'm quite happy to buy them more often directly from the developer or through a digital marketplace like Steam, for example, is one of my favorites.
So the PressXtoTrade
I don't think
have no affiliation with Steam. Other platforms are available.
I was gonna say I've actually never pirated a video game.
Wow, you're such a good person.
I know. One,
That is a lie.
Feel the need to
one
say
because
anything
I
about
was
it 'cause I'm
worried.
a cunt.
What did you play when you were in college?
I played the game. What do you mean? I bought games off of Steam.
He's
or,
rich.
Man.
Or Green Man Gaming, or
Man, I was skint in
Gamersgate,
college.
or what's it? GOG.com or
Oh, yes, GOG.
Oh, GOG is great.
I like GOG.
yeah, GOG. Yeah, so I would buy games off of there or the Humble Bundle. Like, I would play like loads of indie games. I brought my console to uni, so people would bring their games around to my room, and we'd all play like Xbox 360.
So you were rich.
No, I had a games console. That doesn't make me rich. I just brought it.
That's
from
pretty
my house
rich
to uni.
for a student.
What are you talking about?
With enough controllers to go around as well.
No. I had one controller.
How'd you pick up games then?
And everyone brought their other controller.
So
No,
they
I
are
had
the
one
consoles
wired
too?
and one wireless. And I would play on the wired one and let them have the wireless one. That was a nice guy. Actually, no, I preferred my wired controller. It was newer. I liked it better. So, yeah. And then they all brought their controllers around and we always play like FIFA or Halo or
So
something.
they didn't have a console at uni, they just had a controller to play on your Xbox.
They had their own consoles as well.
So why did they come into your room?
Because
why
eventually-
why are people being social?
Because eventually...
What the fuck is this? What kind of Hall's resonance is this? People are being social with each other?
Yeah, isn't that
Why?
what you do? I mean,
No.
so
We
they...
do sometimes.
I basically said...
I avoid it at all costs.
They were like, oh, should we bring our consoles next time? And I was like, well, don't worry if you guys can just... Because they always used to come to my room. And so they just some of them had consoles, some of them didn't. Then some of them would go home for holidays and bring their Xbox stuff, but not their Xbox itself. And then we would all just play in my room. It was a good time.
Sounds
That's how I made friends.
absolutely horrible.
Through video games. Just like I've been doing for many years.
How old are you?
See?
You don't look
I
it.
couldn't actually pass for 16.
Oh, you were in
Garrad,
uni
was
when you were
that-
16.
He's a very,
Garrad,
very smart
Garrad,
man.
Garrad, tell Tom how you got ID'd today.
Oh my god. Okay, so today is the day they start putting the age restrictions on energy drinks.
Really?
So yeah, so apparently they can't sell them to under 16s now. It's not like a law, but it's like some sort of coalition that a bunch of big supermarkets have gone into.
Yeah.
And I drink energy drinks a lot.
Hmm.
And I'm a regular at this Tesco, and I'm pretty sure they know me.
Yeah, I was going to say Garrad,
So I was rather surprised when I went to the self-service as usual, put in my energy drink, and it said like it needed a confirmation, like as if I was buying alcohol. So I called the guy over, and he says, "Have you got any ID on you?" And I was like, "What do I need to be ID'd for?" And he's like, "You can't buy an energy drink unless you're above 16." I had to get my provisional license out to buy an energy drink.
That's
I'm
outrageous.
25.
That's fucking
By the way,
outrageous.
Garrad looks like well older than me.
Yeah, you do look about 16.
No, I'm 24. I'm 24.
It continues.
I don't even
How
get
old are you?
ID'd buying cigarettes or alcohol.
Yeah, no, I haven't got ID for
Yeah, I
alcohol.
don't think I get ID'd every now and again for alcohol, depending on where
I'll
I'm
get ID'd at the entrances to a pub, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, like entrances. But then sometimes I don't think that's age. I think they just want to see ID.
That's what, sorry?
It's age. I don't think
Well, it's
they care about
both.
age. I think sometimes they will just want to see ID.
Sorry, I heard something else. Yeah.
I don't know what you heard, but I said age.
Yeah, I was quite shocked.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's outrageous.
Yeah.
I would have been fuming.
It's a slightly worrying predicament, and it makes you wonder what they're going to go and try and ban next. Because if you think about it, a lot of Coca-Colas have very similar levels of caffeine to energy drinks.
That's
If you
true.
think about it.
And also, it means now you have to actually interact with someone every time you want an energy drink.
I know, that's so frustrating. That means it's going to waste my time every time I go through. Because the best thing about the self-service is it's in and out, just like that.
That's
You
it.
move at your own pace.
You're done.
Now I've got to wait for someone to come over.
That's fucking. I'm pissed. I very rarely buy energy drinks, but I'm not happy.
Are you just worried about the direction it's going?
Yeah. I don't want to talk to people at my self-service checkout. I do it by myself. I'm pretty much at the point where even if something goes wrong, I fix it by myself. I don't need no Tesco man come over with his fucking card and scan that shit. I
So,
put my
do you know
thumb
what?
on it and it fixes it.
Do you know what I do? I actually I look at the password they put in. So that next time I go there, I'm like, oh, I can just put in the password if I really want. Because when the machine jams, the self-service stuff.
I just want to get this time stamped. So when this man's arrested at some point in the future,
What for trying to buy an energy drink?
just for whatever crime you inevitably commit,
Yeah.
just have that on record so you know the kind of person he is. This man looks at the Tesco password that the Tesco employee is putting into the machine, memorizes it for next time. This is the kind of motherfucker that will look at the order and look at the fingerprints on a keypad into some governmental
first
building
of all,
and will memorize it, and then we'll go there at like 4 in the morning when the security guards are asleep, and he'll try all
First of all,
combinations of 4 numbers, and they'll get
what
in and they'll
small
steal the
branch
money.
of Tesco is open at 4 a.m. And second of all,
All the 24
they don't
hours
hide
across the
it.
country.
They literally
Yeah,
just
man,
go,
24 hour.
They literally go, oh, for goodness sake, and then they just type in the password.
Yeah.
They don't hide it. They don't care.
You get arrested if you do that.
I don't think you get
You
arrested.
do.
No, you won't.
I've seen it happen.
No, you
Well, if you
can't.
actually used it, you probably would get in trouble.
No, they wouldn't know. The machine would just unjam, and they're like, "Oh, it's fine now." They wouldn't be
What
like,
would they say
"Oh,
when
hold
the
on."
flashing red light went that they saw?
Well, if I
like,
got the
machine
password wrong,
suddenly
it
went
wouldn't do
off?
that. It would just be anyway. Super off topic.
I don't know if it is.
Super off
I don't know
topic.
if it is.
I'm not a criminal, and G2A is not legit.
Well, I think energy drinks and gaming go hand in hand.
I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
There'll be
do.
fucking Dorito tax soon.
Okay, next topic, Tom. I know you want to talk about Pokemon Go.
Yeah. So I want to get I had the tweet up a minute ago. So Pokemon Go. No one plays this anymore, apart from me and a select group of people. No, people still do play it, and for those that do, it might even interest some that don't. There is a new update on the horizon. I don't think it's out yet. It's kind of ambiguous.
It's about the Bulbas.
Now that was the recent community day event.
Oh,
Well, I've done none of these because they start at 10 a.m. What kind of motherfuckers are awake at 10 a.m.?
you were awake at 8:30 this morning.
Yeah, but only because Jem was asleep and I was awake and couldn't go back to sleep, so I didn't want to move.
Okay.
It was one of those really weird situations.
I was
where
going to ask because you're never normally awake.
No,
that early.
it was annoying.
Anyway, so it's at 10 a.m.
Anyway, I just felt bad. I didn't want to move. Yeah, so
Are we BST now? Yeah,
Oh, no.
it'll be British summertime.
Yes, the clocks have gone forward.
that's what's legit. Okay, cool.
Or is it back? I can't
I
remember.
think it's.
Forward, we went forward. We lost an hour.
I
We
always get
travelled in
confused.
time.
It's a 50-50. I always get it wrong. Yeah, so that was community day rather. They do that every month or so, and you get a increased chance. Like one Pokemon in particular, they choose spawns commonly. Last month it was. This time it. Before that, I think it was. I don't remember some bollocks. But yeah, they announced today that they're essentially bringing in quests into Pogo, which is the kind of thing that is in these kind of games, right? You need basically the gameplay loop. For those who don't know, is you go around your local area, you catch Pokemon in a sort of AR system. Pokemon appear on a Google Maps like map. Click on them, you catch them. And you spin Pokestops to get Pokeballs, potions, supplies, that kind of thing. Now, when you spin a Pokestop, you will get a quest, like a research quest, and it will give you objective like catch 10 dragon Pokemon, something like that. And when you complete these, you I think you get items or something. Like you get a special box, and once you do 6 quests, you get another special thing. And they said right at the end that once you do a certain amount of these things, you may even have an encounter with a legendary Pokemon. And this is important because that implies that it's a way for solo players, as in people who play maybe in a rural area who don't have enough people to actually go on raids and catch legendary Pokemon with them, that they'll be able to get legendary too. Right?
What are you doing, Timmy? I'm going for a raid,
That's
man.
it. Like,
I'm going for
this
a raid.
happens.
Kids running out of their houses at like 7 p.m.
Except
go for a raid.
That it's no longer kids. Like the only people I ever see who still play Pokemon Go are either kids with one of their parents or adults
who are like close to collecting them all.
Yeah,
because they're like avid
like
fans.
I'm level 32 and I rarely see someone below that. Right, that's quite. It's 32 out of 40, so that's quite high.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a long way to go, but pretty much everyone I see is above that.
What's your highest CP Pokemon?
My highest CP Pokemon.
If it's not above 2,000, then you're just worthless.
Is 3,300 and something lacking.
Garrad, I don't think you didn't install Pokemon Go, did you, Garrad?
Nah, I didn't really. It didn't really appeal to me, the whole idea.
What?
Yeah, Garrad.
No,
I don't think Garrad actually likes Pokemon.
Yeah, if you don't like Pokemon,
I do like Pokemon. I've played them in the past. I very much so enjoyed them when I was younger. I just think it's something that was when I was younger.
The nostalgia didn't like grip you in any way when the Pokemon fever hit, when Pokemon Go came out then.
To be honest, I've always been a bit of a person who avoids fads like that.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, no, it's dying off now, a little bit, I think. But they're doing, to be fair, they are doing a lot of good stuff to get the, to get the repetitiveness down, I suppose. Because it is like the epitome of a repetitive game. Like you just do the same thing over and over again constantly.
Yeah, I know people that use like emulators, not emulators.
Well, the thing is, people play
third-party apps to like fake the thing. I remember going up to a guy and I was like,
spoofing, they call it.
No, actually, it was a guy at work. Actually, he was in another office, so I was on Skype to him, and I was like, "Oh, like, what are you doing?" Like, and he was like, "Oh, you know, I was thinking we were talking about phones," and he was like, "Yeah, I have this as for Pokemon Go," and I was like, "Oh, you play Pokemon Go?" He's like, "Yeah, but like I cheat," and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I don't walk anyway. I just sit at home and I do the third party thing."
Point?
And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Okay, cheating in Pokemon Go still."
Yeah, I
people
don't like
still
that.
do that.
I mean, that's very unpopular, right? Because like the thing is with that, when you take gyms, let's say an enemy team has a gym, right, and you want to try and take it, so you're trying to knock all the Pokemon out of the gym.
Yeah.
To do that, you have to get their CP down 3 times into 0. But mid-battle, someone on that team can come over and heal it up and get it back up to the max CP.
How easy is that?
Well, if you spoof, you can do it from your room wherever you are. You don't have to be anywhere near the gym. You can just suddenly give it a berry. And while I'm fighting it, it can be one like battle away from death. And while I'm fighting it, it will go up to max again.
Okay.
And some Pokemon like Blissey have so much HP that fighting them takes like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's nearly done. I've got it. And then it'll just pop straight back up to max again.
Oh man, that's
like great, cool.
I think when it first came out, I was like playing with it, and there was a gym, and my friend, he actually battled his whole way through the gym, right? And it said, I clicked on the gym, and I was like, oh, I could put a Pokemon in the top spot, and I clicked it. Yeah, and he was like, oh,
different teams?
Why? No, we're the same team. And he was like, hey, wait, why can't I put my Pokemon at the top spot? And I just showed him my phone, and I was like, ha.
Oh, that's.
I was like, too slow. Yeah, that was great.
That
was a really fun day actually. That was good. We went to like I won't say what park it was, but we went to a park nearby, and it was like quite a big park, and we were just like going up and down catching the Pokemons, and then we came across the gym.
I know what park it is, and that park must be shit for Pokemon.
I don't know. I don't. Why would you say? Why do you think so?
Because I reckon there's only one.
Someone by the tram stop.
Yeah, I reckon
with
there's
the
only
ice cream van who's always there, no matter what season it is.
Yeah, of course.
It could be like -5. He's like, "Hey kids, you want some ice cream?"
Hey, smooth skin. You want some ice cream?
Oh man.
No, actually, I'm good.
Is that all you want to say about the Pokemon Go update?
Yeah, more or less. Like I'm just quite excited about it, to be honest. I mean, excited's the wrong word.
It just brings back more players, right? More community around it, more things to do. It's good to have the game going rather than die out repetitively.
That's it. Yeah, it'll keep people it's getting really stale for.
Like Terraria has always been updated. Pokemon Go is going to keep being updated. It's just to keep people going, and I think if they're going to do it for free, the game's free already. It might as well, you know. It's something that at the beginning of Pokemon Go's history, it was a huge failure for them because there was too much hype. There was too many people playing it. The servers were down. They had like community days where people would come to like places to do like events, and it would just get screwed over. The servers were down constantly. They couldn't really handle it. Niantic really got like a lot of negative PR for that. But then again, it's their fault for holding the Pokemon brand and then being like, you know, knowing thousands upon thousands of players. Fair enough, they might have not known everyone was going to come back. But my goodness, like they should have been maybe a little bit more prepared just to pump money back into.
What can you do though when you've got half the fucking planet playing a video game?
I mean,
because it was
half the planet right now playing Fortnite, right?
No.
Okay.
I
mean,
I don't know. I wonder if Fortnite now is bigger than Pogo was at launch. I wonder because Pogo is so much easier to access.
Is Drake bigger than Pokemon? No, I don't think so. Garrad, is Drake bigger than Pokemon?
I would have no idea on either of those.
I'm going to say Pokemon makes more money than Drake, and that means Drake is small. Oh, there's no way a single man that pretends to be a fucking dragon but clearly isn't because he's a midget makes more money than an entire brand.
That's true. Maybe Pokemon make well more, but
I mean, like Drake's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But Pokemon's a cooler guy.
Okay, let's leave it at that. That's a good time to end.
We'll have you on the podcast eventually, but
yeah. Okay, right. Let's move on to a topic that G wants to talk about.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
G, you want to talk about the state of PoE right now?
All right. So, not sure if anyone knows, PoE's a RPG game. So it's very much so a spiritual successor to Diablo 2.
Right.
So it's very much a game all about grinding, killing loads and loads of monsters, getting loads and loads of loot, and rinse and repeat, slowly getting better stuff. Then the occasional bit of player interaction, having fun, trying not to get scammed or ripped off by other players.
Like classic.
But yeah, at the beginning of March, the new league launched, which is called the Pistaria League, and it definitely launched to lukewarm reception. It wasn't the best thing I've ever played. I mean, I've been playing PoE since 2014, so I've played quite a few leagues, seeing as they do one every 3 months. So that would be 16 leagues I've played now? Yep, 4 times 4, yeah, that sounds about right.
That's maths.
Yep, that's maths. So out of all the ones I've played, this one definitely has ranks within the lower half. I'm not sure where it ranks within those, though. But it's good fun still. I mean, they did do some good balance changes, which have shifted out the metagame a little bit. But at the end of the day, the game is still in need of a lot of love. There are still very big pervading balance problems in that. There's like the game advertises hundreds of skills, but at the end of the day, only maybe 10, 15 of them you can actually clear the end game with, which is very unfortunate because a lot of these skills are really nice and they're fun to play with. They just don't have the numbers to compete. You can waste your time making a character specifically to take advantage of them, spend ages thinking about it, planning out how it's going to work, and then you go to it and then you struggle to clear the content and you see some guy using a stronger build on YouTube or Reddit and he's got like maybe a quarter of the gear you do, a tenth of the play time, and he's just destroying it without even knowing what he's doing.
It's always the way. The Path of Exile was the game that had that fuck off massive skill tree.
Right? Yep, the one that scares the shit out of everyone.
You can go like everywhere. Yeah. You can start at one end and slowly make your way around.
So that's one of the issues, is that it's got so many options, but like a fraction of them are actually viable.
Well, yeah, I mean, the player base a lot of the player base are quite savvy and very good at theory crafting and coming up with ideas. Yeah. So the skill tree has been around for long enough now that people have pretty much worked out what's good and what's not. And without them doing a massive shake-up, which they haven't done in a long time, they barely ever touched the skill tree. That's not going to happen. They basically just need to redesign it all, like completely shake up the skill tree, reshuffle it all entirely, almost do it from scratch so that nobody knows what's good anymore. And then it goes back to that really interesting state where every time a new build comes out with something special, everybody's like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's, to me, the greatest pleasure in playing PoE is coming up with a couple of ideas, putting them together, making them work, and then seeing your build come to fruition.
The best. Okay, so I don't play PoE, right? Although I like to go and tell him I play and I can't play with him because my friends is too cool. That's the lie I go with.
Oh yeah,
So
famous
you
man.
think
You
I'm
are.
cool.
Very popular.
Yeah. SSF mode.
as
I
well.
still don't know what that means. Single something.
Special snowflake mode.
Yeah. Special snowflake. So, the one thing. So one of the things that Garrad showed me on PoE was a particular build, and I think it was called
Flicker puke.
Flicker Strike or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And basically, okay. So have you ever seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z?
Who the fuck do you think I am? Of course I fucking haven't.
Okay. Okay. Can you imagine like? Okay, so imagine loads of enemies, and you're hit. So here's all the enemies, and you're here, and basically I don't know what you press, but you don't walk to them. You like blink to them,
Yeah.
and you kill them, and then you keep blinking to different enemies, and you keep killing them, and you
understand
just
this
keep
concept.
doing like you bounce around the screen basically. And you're
Like a
actually
pinball.
walking.
Do you shout blink every time? Blank, blank, blank,
No, you shout bank.
bank, bank, bank.
Well, the
Sorry.
speed you're going at with something like that, you'll be shouting it quite regularly.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, sorry, that was a weakest link, like random private joke that we have. It's so stupid. Anyway,
Bank.
yeah. So, yeah, the Flicker Strike build or whatever, that was really cool. But you said they changed it a little bit, right? Because I know we were talking about that before.
Well, I remember I showed you that build, but that build, that was more like a build that relied upon inflicting self-damage, and then that self-damage then triggering spells.
Hmm.
But that doesn't work anymore because the mechanic that supported that, which was instant leech, has now been removed from the game.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you know, like in World of Warcraft, you gear up as much as possible so you can fight a boss. But you always need your raid with you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're never going to be like strong enough by yourself.
I have played World of Warcraft for over 150 days.
Right. So you know what I'm talking about.
I
In
do.
PoE, it's all about getting to the point where you are like a game, like breaking the game.
Yeah.
Like you've done like a certain build, or you've theory crafted a certain build, and you've chosen the certain like items and like weapons and build that you need. And you can choose to be like a tank that takes like almost no damage, or you can choose to be like a glass cannon, or a mixture of both, where you like deal damage to yourself, but that gives you buffs. Like there's so much stuff you can do. And Garrad was telling me all about it. That's just insane. Like he was telling me like, oh, you know, he can just go and like AFK against bosses and
Yeah.
not take damage or something like that. Like, I
Yep,
mean,
there are builds that can do that.
the
Doesn't
fact
mean they
that-
have good damage though.
Well, yeah, there's always a trade-off, right? If you're too
Yeah.
tanky, you won't do damage. If you do too much damage, you're going to take hits. But the fact that they've made a game where the players are allowed to do that so freely is
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. There's no restriction. There's no like, oh, this is the big boss. That means you have to have like, you know, you're going to get hit for, you know, you have to avoid these moves, or you know, you need a raid or a party, or you can go and solo the whole thing, the whole game.
Well, yeah, it's designed around the solo player experience.
Yeah. And that got me thinking of Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
The new one. 'Cause-
You can absolutely group up though, and I've had a lot of fun grouping up with friends. The only problem is the game has become so fast-paced and flashy now compared to how it used to be that if you're playing with more than 2 or 3 friends and any one of you is playing a very visual-heavy build, everybody's FPS just drops into the single figures and it just becomes a slideshow.
Yeah. I can
Yeah,
imagine.
Garrad recently upgraded his gaming PC.
Hello.
And now he's playing on. Were you playing on Max, right, G?
Yeah, man, I was able to ramp everything up to max, running at a sweet 75 FPS.
Damn.
Nice. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Like when you are playing a game that you really really like, and all of a sudden someone allows you, or like something allows you to play it, like at max settings, it's just bliss. It's just so nice.
But no, too poor.
Yeah, it's like I sat there thinking, wow, the game actually had shadows this whole time.
Garrad showed me what the lowest quality looked like. He nicknamed, or I don't know if the community nicknamed it, but he was like, it's called RuneScape mode, and he showed me it. And
take that back.
He showed me it, and honest to God, it looked like RuneScape when we first started playing it at high school. Yeah. I was like, oh dear, this is funny. Like that, the graphics just speak so low. They, but that's good. That means that they've taken out that graphics option, right? Like that low one.
They've removed that graphics option. You can only get to it by modifying your files directly.
Nice.
Probably didn't get. Yeah, I think. Didn't you say they removed it because they didn't want people like looking at it?
Yeah, a lot of people were using it on streams because the game's performance was so pathetic at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of funny.
And they thought it was negative PR because they think if everybody's streaming the game who's using it with these potato graphics, everyone's going to think it's got them. Because the game actually has pretty nice graphics once you ramp them up to max. Like when I first put them all up to max, I was sitting there like, wow, I did not realize just how much detail was in the game.
Yeah, the game does look really good. It's kind of like, but the thing is, I guess like all modern games, or well, not modern, but games, they sometimes they go a little bit over the top with particle effects.
Oh, yeah.
So like you're
definitely
playing
PoE,
and the particle effects are too much, or you're playing PoE and the particle effects are too much on certain spells.
Actually stands for particle effects.
Yeah,
they need a way of turning it down. I mean, that's something that's very heavily requested actually. Like a particle slider to reduce the density and the amount of particles, because at the end of the day, there's not much point playing a nice looking build if you're going to get dropped a single FPS every time you do anything, and other people want to be able to just turn off other characters' particle effects completely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can you not even turn down other people's?
No, you can't turn anything down.
I would deliberately go up to you in a game and just press the most the most particle max particle effect spell that you can just spam.
Oh yeah, look.
Like, oh, I've crashed.
Yeah, last league I was playing a build that was quite laggy, and I remember one of my friends who has a bit of a weak computer. We were doing an end game area called a map together, and I was attacking the boss because the boss was really tanky for some reason. I don't know why. But I was using my spell for so long that my friend just stopped responding. We were on Discord, and I was like, "Hey, you there? You there?" And I get a text from him, and he said, "My computer crashed. Thanks."
Oh no! So does he have to
Poor little Timmy.
Does that mean when you disconnect online in that game, what happens? You just die, or do you get thrown out, or?
Well, what happens is that you'll just sit there for the disconnect period, like how long it'll wait until it doesn't get a signal, which I believe is 15 seconds. So if your internet flat lines, then there's 15 seconds where you're just standing there on the server that you can get killed in. And damage in that game is very high. Like even one weakling enemy can kill you in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think because sometimes like G sends me like PoE videos and I'll just have a look, and yeah, it'll be some crazy stuff. There was this one video he sent me where some guy stacked so much poison on his weapons. He was weak AF. Yeah. And he just went to the boss and just like hit him like multiple times, and this poison just ticked away at the boss. Yeah. The player died, but then because he didn't press respawn and he was still on that screen where the boss was walking back, the boss's health just ticked down so far and just he died. Then he respawned and took the loot.
Yeah, he just killed some end-game boss.
What a strat! Like the strats that you can do in that game is pretty cool.
You know when you ask what happens when you disconnect?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go with Halo 3 ODST. And what happens when you disconnect in that game?
Oh, that game is bullshit. I'm not talking about that.
You don't remember the story?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
That was your mum's fault.
That was my mum's
fault. Your mum. Right? Your mum. Alright, we can tell this story because it's super out of context. So do you want to tell it?
I want to tell it.
You tell it, Daz.
Okay, so on Halo 3 ODST, there was a mode called Fire. Was it Firefight or Fireteam? Firefight. Fireteam is Destiny. Yeah, Firefight mode. It was basically Horde. There was an achievement, 0 gamer score, that unlocked the Recon helmet in Halo 3. Right?
It sounds like you're saying halibut.
The Recon helmet in Halo 3. Yeah. So we wanted this because we were big into Halo 3. So we all got into a firefight game. It was me, you,
and 2 other friends.
Yeah.
Preparation.
This had to be on the hardest difficulty.
Yes.
On expert or whatever.
Legendary.
So legendary, that's it, of course.
Wait, with the skulls on or no?
I don't
know if that you could.
Maybe there were a few skulls.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, so this was fucking difficult, right? So we we got all the way up to there were waves and rounds. There was like 5 waves in a round, right? And there were 5 rounds total, I think.
Something like that, yeah. So
something like 25
waves per round, yeah.
So we got to the 24th out of 25th wave. We were right close to the end of it.
Well, we were confident that we were confident that we'd actually already completed the wave that needed to be completed.
We'd done it.
But it never popped up, so we said, okay, let's do one more wave.
One more. So we were doing this, and we'd pretty much finished that one too. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, my game just disconnects. And I'm like, okay, interesting.
Wait, we need to preface this with, at the beginning, Tom said, if any of you disconnect, I will never forgive you, and like you'll never allow to play this ever again. It was basically
context.
He was just brutalizing it. It was just like, if anyone leaves, you just the worst.
Why? What's the problem if you leave?
We'll get to that. Context. Right. When I was 14, I was so obsessed with achievements. These were literally the one thing I had in my life. Xbox Live achievements. Right? I loved achievements so much. I needed these for my
those were his oxygen.
Sustenance. Yeah. If I didn't have achievements, I died.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were getting this achievement, and I disconnect. And I think, okay, how bad can it be? I can just rejoin.
Well, at first, no one actually knows who's disconnected.
Because when anyone disconnects from Halo 3 ODST Firefight mode, rather, the entire game just closes. It ends.
Yes, everyone disconnects. When one.
Oh, so it kicks all of you out.
Kicks everyone
all
out.
of us.
Even if the person who disconnects isn't the host or whatever, it just kicks everyone. Everyone's just gone.
So
game over.
Leave, it could be campaign. It could be like the firefight mode.
And they're resuming from the start of this bitch. Like if you disconnect, you don't start the wave again.
Yeah,
you
just lost. It's as if you quit.
It's done. It's as if you quit. Yeah, I just ended it. So
a few seconds later,
I'm fuming. Right, I'm here in a rage. My internet's gone. I'm like, what the fuck has caused this? So I'm like, I ripped my headset off. I'm like, Mum! Mum!
In the meantime, we're all 3 of us, because Tom's not there, there's 3 of us in the Xbox Live party going, alright, so I'm here, you're here, he's here, who's disconnected? Right, who told us not to disconnect again?
Mum! Mum! What are you doing on the fucking internet, Mum? I'm just checking my emails. What the fuck, man? Come on!
You said your mum...
I said don't use the internet!
You said your mum sent an email and caused an internet disruption.
That's exactly what happened.
And so Tom disconnected from the game. And we all disconnected from the game because of that.
And we never got the fucking achievement.
And we never got the achievement, and we never tried to do it ever again.
Oh, that's a shame.
We had it on lock. Like, we were doing fairly well. We had like the Spartan laser for the Wraiths at the back. I still remember the parts of the strat.
Yeah, me too.
I still remember. That was funny, man.
We stood up on that little balcony bit, not balcony, but it was like a mezzanine.
Yeah, and like you could see, it was like people running up to us on the sides.
The staircase.
Yeah, and like the backs were the Wraiths, and then you had like, I remember there was something that could revive your health every round or something like that, or every other round. And like we had to delegate who gets what.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Anyway, so I'm glad I was part of the opportunity to get that achievement. And then
I'm not.
The guy who
I wish that I died rather than having to continue to live with the fucking memory and the consequences of that day.
Yeah, that was a tough day for you, man. That was
the worst day of my life.
Right, we got one last topic. Actually, there's a couple topics, but
fuck them.
We'll talk about them another time.
Yeah.
But next time we will be talking about, I guess, Far Cry 5, and I want to talk about are professional esports gamers considered athletes?
Can I answer that right now?
No, you can't answer it now. It's not. No, you can't answer. You have to wait. You have to hold your answer until next podcast. So yeah, I don't know when that will air. Don't even go to the mic. Don't whisper it. Keep your answer in your head. We'll talk about it next time. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to our guest Garrad for coming on, talking about gaming and everything related to gaming, the gaming world. What are you doing? Don't hold up signs. I can see what you're...
No!
Is that what N is? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, you do a fucking better N than that.
Just,
God,
Garrad, you can't see, but he spelled out N-O with his fingers. And because we've got the stream on the background, I could, even though I wasn't looking, I could then see the. It's on now.
It's playing it again.
We've got two streams
that
open.
one's 30
Two
seconds
streams
delayed.
open with one delay.
Bloody
Anyway,
hell.
yeah. Again, thank you for everyone who watched. Thanks to everyone who listened. This podcast will go up on SoundCloud and it'll go up on YouTube for those who want to watch/listen later. Thank you for anyone who caught the live show, but it'll be on the Twitch VODs for 2 weeks before it gets deleted.
Oh, I was going to say ever, but then.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not my old Twitch, man.
Yeah.
It's not my old Twitch.
Not my old Twitch.
And yeah, so next time we'll talk about all these other topics. Not sure when, but it'll be soon. Probably sometime this week, if not on the weekend.
Yeah, sometime like that.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll talk about it.
And
TBC.
Yeah, TBC. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks again to Garrad.
Yeah,
and
man,
we'll
thanks
see
for
you
coming on.
guys later.
Good shit.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.